Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn. So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stefan Reese. Of course, we're here until 8 o'clock on this Monday morning. And you know things go on Monday at 7 o'clock. We got Eat Nights. You can look out for that. They'll give you some information on some of the services that they offer. But we want to get cracking here as we say good morning to the entire region. Everybody watching us locally and internationally. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get going. So, front page of the paper this morning. The PNM. So, PNM slate complains of voters list delay. And then Padarat says PM takes bold stand on Venezuela. We will not be bullied. That's right. So we get it into it. Good. Yeah. Right. So, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Barry Padarat, has praised the Prime Minister for what he described as a strong, bold and courageous stance in the face of mounting tensions with the Venezuelan government. And Padarat, who is also the leader of government business in the House of Representatives, spoke to reporters at Indian Arrival Day celebrations on June 7th at the Couva South Multipurpose Hall on Camden Road in Couva. He was responding to questions amid growing regional attention after Nicolas Maduro's claim that an armed group attempted to enter Venezuela from Trinidad and Tobago with a cache of weapons of war. Right? Now, I go stick a pin in that right there because I see all the people talking over the weekend and all kind of nonsense talk about, oh, Venezuela, I mean, bigger than Trinidad. How they, all them miss me with that nonsense now, boy. Oh God, grow up now. Buy a little pair of big boy pants now and put it on now. And try and listen carefully and understand what the Prime Minister said on Thursday. But before I get back into that and put at a rest, Penny admits that PNM lost touch. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles confronted some difficult truths as she launched a One PNM campaign slate on June 7th at the Arima Angel Harp Spaniard in Arima. All right, so she said, yes, we lost touch. Commissioner of Police, oh God, we come into this. No, Commissioner of Police says stricter controls to reduce police-marked ammo at crime scenes. Then you have the MSJ leader. MSJ still around? Where's their purpose? I find newsletters give them real attention, boy. Every time MSJ says something, it's in the papers. If they sneeze, Newsday have a napkin for them. MSJ leader urges diplomatic fix to TT Venezuela fallout. What fallout? It have a fallout? We coming back to this with the airport. 6 shots for a cutlass-wielding man in Caroni. Sizzler and friends spark musical flame at Songforge. Sizzler Republic Place at Songforge. CJ meets Attorney General and ministers to discuss critical justice issues and virtual court. He ain't resigned yet? San Fernando launches first phase of Harris Promenade beautification project. So the San Fernando celebrated a major milestone on June 7th with the official opening of the new fruit court and leathercraft vending area, the first phase of the Harris Promenade beautification project. Nice, man. Anil Beam may be honored with national award, says Minister. All right. Young Defense Energy Ministry over fatal Naikwan blast report. We will get to that too. Manzanilla man sentenced for role in 2014 killing of sawmill owner. Police to return over 500K to Baba's son after a court order. Police have agreed to return more than $500,000 to the son of a barber after the money was held for several years during forfeiture. proceedings in the magistrate court. Back in December 2019, police seized $883,600 from the barber who had taken paper-based $100 bills to the bank to exchange them for the new polymer notes. So they had to return $500,000. More than $500,000. All right. Whoever went on with the pastor, boy. Anyway, I can't remember, that came out, but I can't remember now. Analysts urge TT and Venezuela to mend ties through diplomacy, be good neighbors. What ties we have to mend with them? I really, listen. Young says government must act responsibly on TT-Venezuela relations. You know, it's ironic that comes from him. Let me explain Ole something. Ole worried about Venezuela invading Trinidad. In case you didn't know, that happened already. Ole didn't know that. When they started with the influx of Venezuelans into Trinidad and Tobago in 2018, the invasion already took place. For the last 10 years, well not 10, but from, I think it was wrong, 2018 to now. So for the last 7 years, 6 to 7 years, under the last administration, people were allowed to come into this country willy-nilly, free. No checks, no balances, undocumented people, no background checks, nothing at all. And the rest coming and going. You understand? And they created that. They're talking about act responsibly now. They created the problem that we have right now in Trinidad and Tobago today. They created that. From employment issues to crime issues, they created that. Talking about act responsibly now. Boy, you all miss me with that, eh? I've been real with all of this morning, you know, because I fed up on the old talk and the nonsense talk now, boy. Because I realize that people don't listen. Or at least they like to be strangers to the truth. A man make a claim, right? A man who wields his power based on propaganda makes a claim that men with warlike weapons made their way into Venezuela from Trinidad and Tobago, right? And then says that anybody coming in to destabilize Venezuela, they will hunt them down in Venezuela and even on foreign territory as well. That is breaking international law. All you don't understand that? You can't just come into somebody else's country just so without permission. That is breaking international law, which he is doing in the situation with Guyana. All you don't understand that? With this election that he having done in Essequibo, all these antics and things that this man pulling, for years this man allowed to get away with this nonsense. If he's so great and he's so loved, why all these Venezuelans in Trinidad and Tobago? Why they ain't home in Venezuela? Why they running from him? And people want to take a side and like the Prime Minister said, nothing wrong. Are you idiots? When my Prime Minister speaks, you back the Prime Minister. She said nothing wrong. Diplomacy, being aggressive and taking a particular stance and telling a dictator, yo, new sheriff in town, I wouldn't be dictated to. Don't bully me. Don't try to bully me. You understand? She takes that position. Nothing is wrong with that. All like part of diplomacy too. You didn't know that? We feel diplomacy is just coming around our table and having peace talks. And when that fails, what happens? It have different aspects of diplomatic engagement. But one of the things that a leader must do, unlike, you see, here it is going with all you. She said, any unidentified vessel coming into Trinidad waters, the Coast Guard will meet them with full force. What is the problem with that? Listen to what the lady said and stop buying into fear-mongering and nonsense talk. Any unidentified vessel coming into Trinidad waters will be met with full force. That is what you call proper border security. But you see what happened to all you for the last 10 years, all they didn't have none. So they didn't have nobody securing the borders. The Coast Guard was in a mess. So all they don't even recognize what the actual thing looks like. That is border security. You have an unidentified vessel coming into your waters. You communicate with them, you get no answer. You deem them as a threat. Then they feel the full force of whatever, of whether it's our Coast Guard or whatever the case might be. They deal with it out there. That is border security. They don't allow them to just sail in and go their way. That's what she said. Then what else did she say? In her statement, she also said, and she made it very clear, very strategic, unlike the last administration that wanted to pivot and wanted to talk with Venezuela and then talk to America and talk to Venezuela and talk to America and play this little pivot game. She just made it clear, I'm not going to pivot. And she said, I want to make it clear to Maduro, to the Maduro government, that no amount of propaganda, old talk, or anything will drive any wedge between the relationship with Trinidad and Tobago and the United States of America. In other words, what she told him is, buddy, if you want to try that, it's not the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force you're coming up against. Because we are backing from the United States of America. So all this old talk with Venezuela Army and Trinidad Defense Force and all this nonsense talk that people talking, why all of them just, I don't know, boy. All they want to pick up a book and read something, boy. That's all she said, and she's entitled to do that because she had to let this guy know, because he is a dictator and he is a bully. Right now we're trying to bully Guyana. You know his finale response to that? Let me read it for you. Let me read it for you. I have it here. I screenshot it just to read it this morning because they're going through the same thing, right? Nice, lovely. Look at here. Irfaan Ali says, unshakable, unbreakable. President Ali says, not a square inch will be ceded, now or ever. From Newsroom Guyana, President Dr. Irfaan Ali delivered a firm and defiant message on Wednesday, just days before Venezuela's planned elections over Guyana's Essequibo region, declaring that not a single inch of Guyanese territory will be surrendered now or ever. This is what he said. His statement comes amid heightened tensions following a border attack on Guyanese troops and growing international concern over Venezuela's actions in defiance of the International Court of Justice. Their defiance in the face of the International Court of Justice. Speaking on the sidelines of a public event on Wednesday, President Ali reaffirmed his government's unyielding stance on national sovereignty, stating Guyana is unshakable, unbreakable in its defense of the Essequibo region, and this declaration comes as Venezuela prepares to stage what Guyana and much of the international community have condemned as a sham election. This is the individual that we're dealing with. So PM, you're right. Nothing wrong with what you say. Not one thing ain't wrong. You understand? Or you should study the fact that she also mentioned in a statement that right now you have Venezuelan women who taking gang leaders straight through Venezuela into Colombia to do drug deals, cutting out the middleman. So where all of you the guns coming from? Gangsters always had guns in Trinidad, you know, but they didn't have these kind of guns. So how all of a sudden they have these kind of guns, AR-15s and AK-47s and all kind of high-powered rifles? Where do you feel they're getting it from? But everybody want to play. You know, I get fed up this weekend, you know, because you're listening. All you understand what I'm saying, fellas? You're listening to all these people talking. And sometimes you have to wonder now, boy, how hard it is for people to listen and understand, boy. It's very strategic what the lady said. They're doing like if they don't know that Kamala Persad-Bissessar knows Venezuela army bigger than Trinidad and Tobago. That's obvious. That's a given. She knows this. She knows this, but she would also know what all they're pretending not to know. We don't have to defend Trinidad and Tobago. It have a bigger army up north to do that. And she was making it very clear. There will be no wedge driven between our relationship with the US. Talk done. Full stop. So please, all give me a rest now. Give us a rest. And then they want to compare the Ukraine situation with what? Listen, all is serious. The UK, Russia, and NATO situation, you want to compare with this? I think one of the callers alluded last week, and I had to tell him it's two different things. Anyway, take whatever you want, have whatever opinion you want, but understand this, that part of leadership is being strong, not weak and incompetent. We had that for 10 years. Strength. That's what we had for 10 years. Weakness and incompetence. Because we had 624, we had 4 of the highest ever murder rates in Trinidad and Tobago. What did they do? Nothing. We had open borders. What did they do? Nothing. That's what you had for 10 years. So when strong leadership come now in your face, you don't even know what it look like. Well, get familiar with it now. Or let us sit back and pop your popcorn, watch the movie, and let it develop now. Hey, Lord Father, and give me a break with the nonsense talk. Anyway, Olive's House, let me talk things that make sense. You have elderly people, one place to put them. Introducing Olive's House Senior Care Facility, located in the serene Sangre Chiquito area of Sangre Grande at Rosie Latchman Avenue, Eastern Main Road, James Smart Village. Olive's House is beautifully situated with a spacious main area, full living and dining rooms, fully equipped medical wards, as well as assisted living quarters, inclusive of all required amenities. Designed to offer comfort, freedom of movement, and support to your loved ones in their senior years, Olive's House is operated 24/7 by a staff of professional qualified geriatric personnel with hot meals prepared daily according to specified dietary requirements. Find out more about the services offered and contact Olive's House Senior Care Facility on 232-6367, 291-7919 or 3744-165. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. Also, I'm going to get the next one. That's all. I'm going to come off of finally and get back to the order. Lovely. Right. Wait. Hold on, my order. You know, I just type it up and can't find it sometimes. Oh, God. Chef, that's right. Well, Chef has the Certificate in Culinary Arts program, and that will start on the 29th of July. So the Certificate in Culinary Arts program starts July 29th. You can call or WhatsApp Chef on 3724639 or 737-5097 for more details. You can also find them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, man. Chef Shiraz and the Culinary Academy. Chef passed by me yesterday. He said, we just taking our drive through Port of Spain. I said, all right, man. He stopped by my house. Yeah, man. Big up, Chef, man. Morning. And also, Jameson. We want you to boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products to fight off the seasonal sniffles, such as their cold fighter with echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor, and for additional support, try their delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson trusted vitamins and minerals. All right? And that is Jameson. So with that now, we're going to take our first break this morning. When we come back, we're going to deal with the airport situation and the school violence. We're going to deal with that because the former Minister of Education said something on our PNM platform there over the weekend. I can't believe why this behaving. And this is just another example to show you. We had failure for 10 years. And all of a sudden, failure wake up and realize that it failed and now it want to do something about it when it's in opposition. Only make that make sense now. Stay tuned.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 86838438844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Hey! All you let we go Vincy Mas this year! I don't hear everybody talking about the vibes, the all-inclusive party, the Juve, the street parade, and the competitions in Pan, Mas, and Calypso. And don't talk about Soca Monarch, it's real bad. And to top it off, Vincy Mas is easy on the pocket, but it's classy and very safe. So all you let we go Vincy Mas this year is June 27th to July 8th, and we in that.
Book your tickets and accommodations early. For more information, email info@vincymas.vc or find them on IG at Vincy_Mas, on Facebook at Vincy Mas, or log on to www.vincymas.vc.
Let we go Vincy Mas 2025!
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
The best buys and best savings just got even better at JTA Supermarkets. Marigold margarine 227 gram, 3 for $18.99. Swiss spaghetti 400 gram, 3 for $18.99. Eve soya bean oil 500 ml, 2 for $19.99. Chocolisto chocolate drink 200 gram, 2 for $19.99. Chelsea's brown sugar 1800 grams, $19.99. Eve coconut milk powder 50 gram, 4 for $19.99. Pepsi 7-Up soft drink 500 ml, 6 for $19.99. Carlton's choice paper towel roll 75 count, 4 rolls for $19.99. Crest toothpaste 5.7 ounce, $17.99. Soft and pretty toilet tissue 12 count, $19.99. Plus many more items. Specials valid until June 8, 2025. JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details, including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal. Reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning, people. And as we return, I want to remind you about Flow. That's right. So at Flow, customers are at the heart of everything they do. Flow is committed to keeping your rhythm flowing by being close when you need them and keeping you seamlessly connected. No hurdles, no hassles, just round-the-clock support from people who understand what you need. With 24/7 WhatsApp assistance, an all-in-one self-service app that makes it easy to manage your account, and in-store support when you need a familiar face, Flow is now more accessible than ever before. And they know you depend on them for service that just works. So they're always improving their network and always working diligently to minimize interruptions. And if there's ever a problem, Flow knows, they'll make it, they know what it takes to make it right. All right, so at Flow, keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what. Yeah, man. All right. And just before I get into things, I want to big up. I will only come back to me. Yeah. Lovely. That's Flow. Keep flowing, man. The rhythm. Keep the rhythm flowing. I just want to big up TN Tech. On Saturday night, a truck or something passed and bring down the whole cable. Right? They bring down the cable, and the cable hanging all in my yard and all kind of thing, right? And cars keep passing because what happened, the street light there does not work. They came, they took it out, it was supposed to be repaired. I understand that TN Tech doesn't deal with that. That is 800 lights that deal with that. And it's over a year now, the light just off and it have a whole dark area. So you had this black cable hanging, running on the road and cars hitting it. Boom, my internet get taken out, the internet cable. But as soon as it came down, we call it is 800 T-Tech. Right, that's the emergency line. So in case you didn't know, now you know. 800 T-Tech, an iron line, boy. Better TN Tech run the police service. I kid you not. We call 800 T-Tech, and within 10 minutes, a truck was there to deal with the scene. I want to pick up the crew that work the truck number N36 on Saturday night. That N36 crew, big up all yourself. The iron line, within 10 minutes of calling 800 T-Tech, that truck was in front my gate, brother man. That is performance. That is performance. If the police used to respond quick like that, and let me tell you something, you call them, you give them the address, they ain't calling you back to find out which part it is and all kind of asking for directions, you know. You give them the directions once, thing, they in front of your gate. It's not like they're driving wrong and can't find you. You know when you call the police, says, I drive wrong and The police had to be driving like they don't know where they're going sometimes. Iron Line, that crew, all they take about, bless all yourself, the N36 crew, Saturday night, nice. All they hold on, we don't open the phone line yet. All they don't even know what we're going to talk about. Calm down. And let me tell you something, all they call in, the short version, nights at 7, the short version. Now, last week, Thursday, at the press conference, good, as I put our whole Venezuela thing to rest, because we're moving on to other important things. The Prime Minister also spoke about the school violence. We spoke about it on Friday morning as well. And she made some very strong statements as it relates to school violence, one which I think, statements which were welcomed by the population. One mother decided to speak out. I'm going to run this clip. Most of you would have seen it on social media. Run with the mother that spoke out.
Madam Prime Minister, this message comes from a mother who had to remove her 4-month son in the second term of being in secondary school because the bullying peaked when my son was surrounded by a group of boys and one of them slapped him. His father and I decided to send him private school. To this day, we are still paying for that. This message comes from a mother who only last week was informed by her son, not the school, that her 11-year-old son was assaulted. He was pelted with a bottle of frozen water, a bottle of ice. And on Monday, that said bully who pelted the bottle of ice threatened my son. Madam Prime Minister, thank you. Thank you for hearing the plea of the parents of the victims. Thank you for understanding. And all I ask is that whatever law you have to put into place to get this off the ground, please do so expeditiously. Because we, the parents of the victims, we are fed up. We are fed up. Thank you.
That statement there comes from a mother. Now, we've seen a lot of school violence in Trinidad and Tobago. It still continues. And I don't think people really grasp what not only the child goes through, but a parent. It is a frustrating thing for a parent to hear that somebody bullying your child. And then you try to do something about it, you go through the proper channels, and it seems like nothing can be done. To the point where you have to take your child out of that school and transfer them into a next school for safety. And when you get to the next school, the same nonsense going on. So the Prime Minister has made a statement. We're going to treat you like criminals now. That's where you want to be? That's what we're going to treat you like. Anyway, the former Minister of Education, Papa Nan Gatsby, only one for me. The CNC3 picture, not the video. The headline. Yeah, the one from CNC, courtesy CNC3. There's a headline there. Nan Gatsby, the only one. Right, yeah. Or Gatsby, the only one. I think I label it. Only looking for Nayan. Look, only looking on the end. Right. Gatsby Dolly says to the Prime Minister, locking up students can't be your plan. I want to ask her what was hers. But run me the video now. I want to listen to what she had to say. This was circulating all over social media. I couldn't believe it when I hear it. Run it from here. Run part 2. Run the second one.
What do you see on those videos? Generally, who are the young people? And I'm saying to you as Minister of Education, I've seen many of the files cross my desk. And many of those children who are misbehaving have PNM mothers, PNM grandmothers, PNM fathers. And I'm saying to us that as a party, we have to enter the fight to help them. And as the Women's League, we have a role in helping our PNM mothers, parent even better than they are. We have a role in understanding when we have single mothers that they need help. Who do you see on those videos? Generally, who are the young people?
She just said, out loud, that when she was Minister of Education, many of those reports came across her desk, and a lot of those students that given trouble have PNM mothers, PNM grandmothers, and PNM fathers. And now that the Prime Minister has taken a firm stance against school violence and saying, listen, you want to act like a criminal, we go treat you like one. All of a sudden now, the PNM as a party have a responsibility to help the PNM mothers and the PNM fathers and the PNM grandmothers raise the children. So now you want to take up that role while you're in opposition? You were just in government the other day, all of us in government for 10 years. With all the resources at your fingertips to fix the problem, but you did nothing. Now it's songing like you didn't do anything, because when it comes around, said, oh God, that's a PNM mother. Leave that alone. Forget the victim. Because you know what happened? That's a PNM child, apparently. So children, when they're born now, the nationality in Trinbagonian, Trinidadian or Tobagonian is PNM. So when a child born is PNM and UNC. That's what we're saying. I couldn't believe I hear that come out of her mouth. You know, if I sit down here and say, but wait now, but them looking like PNM children, you know they're going to say, Stefan, how you going to make such a racist statement? That's what they're going to say. How you know that's a PNM child? That's what they're going to say, you know. But it just go to show you, some people could say some things and get away with it. Because they're supposed to represent some sort of ethnic group or something like that. I don't know about PNM mother and PNM father and PNM grandmother. I don't know about no PNM children. It's a children and they're born in Trinidad. That's a nationality. But if things come across your desk and you could see red or yellow, which you're admitting to, and we have to take into consideration that the action taken was little to none at all, just like the open border situation and everything else, then I have to presume, as well as the rest of the population, any right-thinking person, that nothing has been done all the time because they're PNM people. So leave that alone. Just put that in a file and put it in a drawer, and that's it. And we'll do nothing. Now all I want to raise and help the parents raise the children. Now all I want to fight for them. Why? Because the next party that's in power now, through the Prime Minister, has taken a bold stance to say, listen, this nonsense has to end. And this is how we're going to deal with the matter. So now all they want to jump out and do things for all the people. Look, all they go ahead and call. I done this morning. And all they don't take too long. Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother, talk. Go ahead. Why, when he called, he just get muted and then... Right, go ahead.
Because anything coming out of the mountain.
Yeah, listen.
My advice...
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your statement.
Yeah, but my advice to someone is better keep your mouth closed and let people assume you're stupid rather than open your mouth and prove them correct. Because I never know, I could look at our file and I could know which party your parents belong to. Lord have mercy.
I mean, exactly.
Thank goodness them not wrong again. Thank goodness them not wrong again by you, Lord, by...
Alright,
They put these sick, you know.
Alright, man. Yeah, that's the next thing too. You're telling me that the files come across your desk and many of the children was PNM this and PNM mothers and PNM. So you know that from watching a file. How you presume that? Because where they located, where they come from, the color of their skin, their ethnicity, the last name. How you establish that? Morning.
Morning, sir.
If I do that, they say I profiling. Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Sir, let me tell you something. You see this school violence thing, this is happening today. This happened in real years. Let me tell you something. I had a daughter who used to go to the...
Yeah, go ahead. Well, me cut up. I lost him.
She was from this school state union school. And from the union school, that bullying started from the union school. I tell you, I said to the St. Margaret Government School. Let me tell you something. So let parents be tripping. And teachers don't know what to hear about nobody. You understand? Because you don't know what you're going through. And this kind of thing about people saying that there's only half parents and there's only one parent and mother take part of father and mother to see about the child. There are people who do that, and the children is lawyers today, doctors today, and teachers today. This is bullying thing going on a long time. Stephen, God bless you, boy.
All right, yeah. I'm going again. And I want all of you to remember the mother that spoke out and thanked the Prime Minister, because you could hear the emotion in the lady's voice. People just go through trauma with these things, you know. Real mental issues, you know. Morning.
Steph, good morning.
Morning, my dear. Go ahead.
I'm so glad you raised this thing with Gatsby Dolly, because when I saw it last night, you come to my mind immediately. I said, Stefan, don't talk about it. I had to ask him to give me out.
Hello? What's going on? Just now, eh?
Hello?
Right, yeah, go ahead. We're hearing you now. We lost you there for a second, but go ahead. Oh, I see what's the problem.
Steph, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Hello?
I see what's the issue. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead now.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, as the Minister of Education, when you had the power and the ability to do something, you all did nothing. Your Prime Minister talked about hyenas in the African jungle, or you leave children. Stefan, my daughter was a victim of bullying in Form 1. You understand what I'm telling you? Form 1, and it is a frustrating thing, right? When the father went by the school and beat the boy for interfering with his daughter, everybody condemned the man, right? But as a parent, when you send in your child to school and they have to be faced with these kind of things, it is traumatizing, not only to the child, but to you as well. Right? And I find Gatsby Dolly, Robinson, Penelope Beckers, all they should just hush all your mouth now. Right? Because I don't know if on the same platform where you saw Beckers say, people can't buy food and they don't know where the next meal coming from, and they have to admit that happened under PNM government. All they run the country to the ground, all they didn't care about nobody. Let Kamala do what she has to do now. Thanks, Steph.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a lot. She said that. I didn't hear that part. I didn't listen to that part of the thing. I didn't hear that one. But anyway, morning. Quick as you would. Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning. I just got up, came from the charter in Sebago. But I'm going to tell you something. In the past, right, well, you know my background, principals would hide these incidents in schools because obviously they don't want their school to be deemed, you know, troublesome.
Yeah.
So most of the incidents never went to the ministry. But we all know when it went to the ministry, even in recent times, Miss Dolly would say that she has to investigate, or she hasn't received the reporters yet and stuff like that. But we are here now, where you cited TNTech and their fast response, Stefan. That is not TNTech alone, you know. That is their instructions from their minister, and so too the instructions from the Minister of Education. Things are taken at 360-degree turn, Stefan. You take care. Have a good day.
No problem. I'm going again. I can't believe that. PNM mothers, PNM fathers, PNM grandmothers. Morning. We as a party need to do.
Good morning.
What I tell you. Morning, yeah, go ahead. Lord, Father,
Oh Lord, Comedy Central at its best. Good morning, Stefan.
Morning, dear.
Listen, it's not what you say, you know. It's who says it. Because the Prime Minister stood in front of his people and said, "Your children," he pointed at them. And he said, "Your children are responsible for the murders." You can't remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And they clapped.
I remember that, yeah.
So what is different? What is different?
And they
from
clap,
this
yeah.
lady
They
here?
clap. They clap that.
What is this? What is? Yeah, they clap that. Imagine you pointing at me and saying, "My child responsible for crime," and you clapping that.
Yeah.
So what this woman doing there is nothing different to what he was accustomed doing. This is it. And do not waste any time with MSJ. Just give him about 10 minutes of your time this morning, which is going to make my
No,
call
it is the
shorter.
Venezuela issue, not really him, but it just in the paper, but yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
People are irrelevant now and they're pushing a mic in front of everybody's face.
Yeah,
Nobody don't want to hear them.
Yeah.
They go on, they finish. Okay, good.
All right, cool. Yep. I'll go in again. Morning. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Stefan.
Morning, my dear. Go ahead.
All right, Stefan, you hit the nail on the head this morning. You hit the nail on the head because you are absolutely correct. All the time she was there, where she could have done something. And what she said about seeing those names, the files with those names, I was appalled at her statement. And you know, Stefan, the obscene thing about this is that they're going to turn this now, and their way of fighting for the PNM children is to now make it about race. And that is the downfall.
No.
It is sad when they are seeing everything through race. And now we must help these young black Afro children.
The PNM children, the PNM children come from the PNM
covering it,
wherever.
you're not going to be helping them. You have to help them by speaking the truth.
Correct.
That they need help, but they must face consequences to their actions.
Yeah.
So, Stefan, thank you and continue doing the good work you're doing.
All right, thanks a lot, no problem. Yeah, no, but you're correct. I can imagine there is going to be that spin on it. But it is what it is, and the reality is that you have admitted to it, and now you want your party to help them. All you had 48 years running this country, or 48 odd years, all you never did anything for black people. If that's what we're talking about, if you want to talk the truth, come out and show me what all you do for them. Morning. Well, I watch my
Morning,
face
Mr.
good. I
Stefan.
talked that this morning.
Morning,
Yeah.
Mr. Stefan.
What going on?
Well, if the lady could watch her file and a child face and say use PNM, she could also watch and say use UNC. Right? So I want to find out now how much ministers in the cabinet had the same attitude. Because it has something called rural neglect. And I from this statement now, I could induce that why some people was getting certain things and not getting certain things. Because this statement, as everybody realized now, and people on social media say, how you could watch a child and say the parents and the grandparents is PNM. We call it from a certain school.
Well, it had to be because from a certain school, but bullying going on in all schools. It has schools in Central
All
Trinidad,
schools.
South, East,
And we
it's
know,
all over.
And we know the highfalutin schools around the Savannah too.
The big shot schools too.
Yeah, it has been hidden. We tried to highlight that some years ago. And even on the Venezuelan issue, I touch on a second here.
Go ahead, quick.
Initially, the first statement by that country was half was Colombians. Then the minister, when they saw him in that country, they called a Trinidadian name, and I never heard that name before in my life. And after the prime minister said what he had to say, the information now is half is Trinidadians and his trained militias with weapons of war. So it had to be, we had to be Stein and Expendables.
Yeah.
We had to be that. We had to be that. I want to see them militiamen and them. Cause I know we just live by the doubles man and drown myself in sorrow by the punching bottle. I want to see them fellas and them. I go.
Oh God, I tell you, a ball. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take about 2 or 3 more. Maybe 2 more. Hello, good morning. And then we're going to get to eat nights.
Morning.
And then we'll come back to the phone line in a second or with some other stuff too. Morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Stefan, you know, if the PNM was the government in Egypt, by now all the pyramids would have full of squatters, or they would have a set of illegal quarrying and flatten all. To tell you how destructive these people is. And the sad thing about it is you see the ones who would never ever live to see Trinidad be the place it's supposed to be, because half of them done dead, and the rest of them, by the time this country becomes what it's supposed to be, them wouldn't be around also. You see the thing about it, I just wonder if the Kafra Kambon and them, what role them does play? Because from the time I started to see all this school violence and thing taking place, I say, but wait now, this community, and that this have no effect on this community, because the scene, and she just don't want to come out and say it, that the majority of the fights and that taking place in the school is African people children, so she put it as PNM children. But we had born yesterday, and it affects she. It have an impact on she. But them would never ever do anything to try to correct it or to assist. She would turn it into some racist issue. Remember when the issue of home invasion was prevalent and the opposition at that time was requesting stand your ground law and firearm funding? The first thing Fitzgerald Hine come out and say, you arm them to kill young African men?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
these
saw,
are agenda.
and I saw a headline over the
Remember that?
weekend saying that stand your ground could lead to those kind of killings, ethnic and divide.
And this is the downfall. This is the downfall. Why it is the people that follow the PNM would never ever be empowered and elevate themselves, because they follow an organization that keeps them down, that keeps their feet on their neck and have them stifling for breath.
Correct.
And that is the problem in this country from Eric William come all the way down. And unless these people don't wake up and understand that and stop funding Emancipation Day and Indian Arrival Day, the government had to cut out that. Show where your community is being uplifted, beneficial to the country, and then give funding. Don't have this kind of thing taking place in our community, and then you give them money to wear dashiki on a holiday. Have a good morning, Stefan.
Yeah,
Take
man,
care
no
later.
problem. Yeah, I could probably squeeze one more, just one quick one. All right, let me go here. Morning. I miss it? Oh God, but like I miss it, boy. Yeah, I missed that one. All right, just now. Ma, did I miss that one? Just now. Trying to get back one more here. All right, let me take this final caller. I'm taking this one real quick here because Eid night's coming up at the top. Morning.
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 You know, I'll try to refer. The faster that a country get over a honeymoon phase is always beneficial to the country. It's always nice. I wish I could have stayed on my honeymoon for the whole, I don't know, for about 5 years. I could have been on my honeymoon, because you see me, the honeymoon period is the best period, right? I don't want to hear about work. I don't want to hear about nothing. I just want to relax myself, because it's a new relationship, and boy, it'll be sweet too bad. And it doesn't want to hear nobody, right? But you see, when people start to tell you about hush your mouth because of this and that and that and that, I have a neighbor, and if my neighbor is a different political or ethnic to me, that don't mean to say if for some reason I have in my honeymoon phase, whatever, he said, neighbor, I see so, I don't want to hear you, you know. Use this and that and that. That is never a good thing. No. And next thing, Stefan, if you use my neighbor, you say, boy, I see some people come over by me and they jump over your wall. No, you have a big house, I have a small house. And you and the next neighbor are my wall. Stefan, I don't pick no side. Both always my neighbors, and all the house bigger than mine. All they have guns and I have a cutlass. And I'd say I ride in with this one because he bigger than you. But I don't want to hear you because you and that one is not friend. You have to be careful with these.
What is there? Okay, hold on. What is that? What is there to hear from Venezuela, from Maduro?
So what I'm saying is that if the Venezuelan president, as you asked me, if he say, I see some people come across by me, from Trinidad, I see some people come across, and my statements now is about kill and this and that.
No, hold on. It never had no statement come out of the Prime Minister's mouth talking about kill nobody.
Well,
get your facts right.
What I heard from the press conference was that she said that if you see anything, use deadly force.
That is not what she said. Once again, that is not what she said, caller.
Correct.
Caller, that is not what she said. I went through this in the opening of the program. She said any unidentified vessel entering Trinidad and Tobago waters will be met with full force by the Coast Guard.
Yes,
hold on. What it is you don't understand about that statement?
Stefan, I never say I don't understand about this statement.
No, obviously you don't understand because you just quoted the Prime Minister incorrectly on 2 occasions back to back.
I have no problem with you citing that. I don't have a thing in front of me saying that, right? I don't want to get in a thing about exact quote and if I have.
But it's important that you give the exact quote. It is important that you say the correct thing, because if I say that anybody jump my wall will be met with full force, it's something very different to if you jump my fence, I go put a bullet in your head.
Yeah, but Stefan, I understand. Okay, I understand. But
that is 2 different statements.
If you call me and tell me somebody jump over my wall, my next thing is not because you and somebody warring. Like, I don't even want to hear you.
What warring?
I don't want to sit down and talk to you.
Caller, let me ask you something. Do you understand the international law that Maduro threatened to break?
Stefan, I'm not a lawyer, you know.
No, you don't have to be. Yeah, but you can't call in, make the statements that you're making, trying to draw an analogy to something, using the wrong information, the wrong quotes, and then now you're telling me it's not a lawyer because you don't understand the international law. Let me explain it to you. We talking. Let me explain to you. Maduro did not just say that people come into the country and call Trinidad name, you know. They also said that they would pursue those persons whether on Venezuelan soil or foreign soil. That is threatening to break international law. You cannot enter somebody else's country without permission. The Prime Minister, in response to that, made the statement that she made that any unidentified vessel coming into Trinidad and Tobago waters will be met with our Coast Guard with full force. And there is no propaganda or anything like that Venezuela could peddle that will drive a wedge between the relationship that Trinidad and Tobago has with the United States of America. This is what she said.
Stefan, she also said that she's staying on the side of the U.S. with the Venezuelan policy.
And what is wrong with that?
She also said that.
And what is the problem with that?
No, I don't say that.
I don't waste too much time with you, because you ain't making no sense this morning.
Well, that is the problem in this country. Not because somebody...
You're not making sense, caller. Your information wrong. I go on. How to get to Ignite. You see, you want to say that is the problem in the country when people saying, listen, you ain't making sense. You're not making sense. You just quoted the Prime Minister incorrectly on 2 or 3 occasions. Now you're coming to raise our next point, that she mustn't take the side of the U.S. Which side you want we to take? The side of Venezuela? Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord of mercy. The Venezuelan government, I know I'm going to the break, the Venezuelan government has been labeled as narco-terrorists. Do you understand what a narco-terrorist is? This is what they've been labeled as. So rather we deal with a narco-terrorist group. And I know some people go say, America is a dictator too. Really? But when you're in trouble, who you just call for? Venezuela or America? This is what I said at the top of the program, but like you missed it. For the last 10 years, you had a government and you had people in that government trying to pivot and play both sides This is not a situation where you play both sides. If a man threatens to come in your house and kick down your door, what are you going to do? Go down on your knees and beg him? That's the same thing going on with home invasions in the country. It's the same nonsense. What the law say? People running your home retreat. The Prime Minister saying, stand your ground. Defend your property, defend your home. It's the same thing, almost. But as a leader, you must display strength. She is the new Prime Minister. She is a woman as well. Good? And a man threatening 4 weeks into your term. A man, a dictator, a man known as a dictator, labeled as a narco-terrorist, is threatening to break international law and come into your country to pursue certain people. People that we have no evidence exist. And you want to tell me the Prime Minister of this country mustn't make the statement that she make? Well, let me miss me with that. Anyway, I don't waste too much time. You take up too much. I try to get up. You see, he said, you see, there's the problem. I try to give you time. I give you almost 4 minutes to make your point. Almost 4 minutes. And you're talking about honeymoon period. It's no honeymoon period. This government has no honeymoon period, you know. You know why it's looking like a honeymoon period? Because the length of time that the boards and them take to resign is the longest boards ever take, state boards ever take to resign after election. Nothing can happen until the boards resign and the new boards are put in place. And they delay that process. So when you come in here, make sure you get your facts right. And don't try to put no spin on it. Because if Stephen Rees had sit down here and say, watching our video, that look like a PNM child with a PNM mother and a PNM father and a PNM grandmother, you would have been the first one to call in and tell me I shouldn't say that. All your facts this morning, all your truth, all you get that whole morning. Whole morning. You understand? That's the most ridiculous statement I ever hear. And you call in and talk about honeymoon period and thing and nobody mustn't say that. Deal with the issue at hand. Because if I had said it, or if anybody in the opposition had said it, like that, like how Gadsby Dolly said it, you would have condemned them. So don't pretend to be calling and trying to play. Listen, I just make out nonsense from the word go, and I just allow people to go on and on and on to see if they have a point. And then maybe discuss and go back and forth. But when you come in with wrong information and you're quoting the lady wrong, and now you're saying, after I mentioned that you quote the Prime Minister wrong on 2 occasions back to back, you say, well, I ain't in this right quote and wrong quoting. Well then, but that's the whole essence of your conversation. If you don't know what somebody say, or if you are quoting somebody incorrectly, then you're going to have a different opinion to me, and your opinion is going to be wrong because you're starting off with the wrong information to begin with. What boy? Just now, fellas. Nah, it didn't bust yet. Come now, man. A little bit get better than that, now, man. And stop playing games, now, man. Eden Heights Clinic. Remember that? Eden Heights Clinic, of course, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. And they also offer consultation services in diabetes, live blood analysis, child counseling, sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. So get in touch with them now. You can visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. And you can give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. And Eden Heights is up next. Stay tuned.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Beautiful color can be easy with Biogen Easy Color for women. Biogen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply, no stains, no drips. Biogen Easy Color for women.
Consult Vedic astrologer Tulasi Prasad, who offers profound insights into an individual's life path and astrology journey in Trinidad and Tobago. Master can guide you with astrology and horoscope readings, love spell casting, family disputes, marriage problems, health problems, job and business problems. Master also is experienced in effective black magic removal remedies, negative energy removal remedies, reuniting loved ones, and many more. To get Master's guidance, call us now.
At +1 868 398 7547, located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Bad hair days? Not on our watch. Shamir's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Thinning hair, we bring it back. Shamir, 100% natural. Love your hair.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. is we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, so we're back. And as we return, we got Eden Knights on with us. We're 7:12 for the next 15 minutes. We have Dr. Navarro with us. We're going to bring him in via Zoom as we return. All right, so good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
All right, so what are we talking about this morning? Do you guys in the back want to know what you're drinking?
It's Sorrel.
What? Sorrel?
Yeah, Sorrel.
All right, you have a Sorrel. It's Sorrel, fellas. Yeah, it's not a soft drink.
No.
All right, so what are we talking about?
Right, and what we're talking about, well, we're dealing with the prolozone therapy. I want to compare the prolozone to what they normally give when you have a joint problem, like steroids or cortisone, right?
Right.
But before we go into that, I just want to advertise Tobago, all right? Tobago, people in Tobago, the branch will be open on the following dates: Monday, the 30th of June, and Tuesday, July 1st. Okay? Those who want to book appointments, call 493-9196. The number is 493-9196. That is for those in Tobago. Okay? Right. Well, unfortunately, Dr. Thompson can't join us this morning, so all you have to deal with me.
All right, no problem.
That is it.
Well, last week he handled he went solo, so no problem.
Yeah. He went solo, right? Right. So we want to deal with the injections for joints, and the comparison between prolozone and cortisone and steroids. All right. Now, as I said, with prolozone injections, we do not use any steroids or cortisone, right? Simply because there are side effects. Like if you have a recurrent joint problem and you have to take more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 injections and it's cortisone or steroid, you have some serious side effects that you have to look at. Number one, with the steroids, the patient tends to put on a lot of weight. That's one factor. Just last week I had a lady who had she had a back problem and she was doing some steroid injections, and she said within a month or 2 months of doing the injections, she put on between 10 to 15 pounds of weight. The other issue with steroids is that it tends to compromise the immune system of the body. So that's one of the things that you have to look at is compromising the immune system, which again opens you up to all sorts of issues. With prolozone, you do not have that simply because of what the cocktail contains. It's 100% natural, and how it works is that you have of course 2 nerve blocks. You have to have nerve blocks because you can't just inject ozone into a patient's joint. It'll be very painful. So you use 2 nerve blocks. You use B12, that's for the irritation of the nerve, and you have something called Zeal or Tramil, right, which is a herbal anti-inflammatory, okay? And then you have something called Quinton, which is 25 to 30 seawater minerals. That is injected first with the nerve block, right? Now you have, when it goes into the joint, you inject the cocktail into the joint, as what I just explained, and then you back off the syringe and then you add the ozone to it. By then, the nerve block would have kicked in, and then you add the ozone, and then you inject the ozone. What it does is that you're putting all the nutrients into the joint, right, for it to heal. And then the ozone converts into oxygen, so it oxygenates the tissue, so it speeds up the recovery of the joint. And that's for, we're talking about people who have had serious injuries over the years. The good thing about the prolozone therapy is that when you inject it, you do not have scarring. And let me explain scarring. You know, there are a lot of athletes who, over a period of time, suffer the same injury. They have a hamstring, the hamstring will keep reoccurring. And that's because when it heals with a scar. And the scar heals, but they go into training and all of a sudden they make a sprint. Just say a footballer now. Make a sprint for a ball and boom, it tear again.
Right.
And then they're back to the same thing. With prolozone, that does not happen at all. It heals perfectly without any scarring.
Okay.
The other thing with cortisone, now we're talking about cortisone, is that after a period of time, it weakens the tendons and ligaments. And it can actually cause degeneration of the bone. It could cause thinning of the skin. It could cause inflammation at the site of the injection. And there's so many different side effects from these injections. That's why I would say prolozone is one of the fastest and the safest way to heal joints. Now, not only does it can only be used for joints, but one of the things too is that if you have a ligament that is torn in the shoulder, that's not exactly in the joint, you can inject into the muscle where you mark the spot, because you let the person move the joint. You say, okay, where you get any pain? And they point it, then you mark it with an X, with a pen, and you go straight into that point. And that heals that area very quickly.
Okay.
So that's called trigger point injections. So you may have an area at the back of your hamstring, or on your quads, or on your shoulder, or even on your elbow, tennis elbow. It works fantastic for these type of injuries. Right? I've never seen something work so effective. I've been doing injections for about 15 years. So I can tell you about some of the recoveries we've seen. I remember there a lady who came in, she was in a fetus position.
Right.
She would literally drag herself on the ground to go into the bathroom, she lived by herself, and drag herself into the kitchen. And it was horrible when I heard the story. And they brought in, some people from the church brought in. She couldn't lie down straight on her back. She was in a bent position, fetus. So I had to inject her from the sides. And we did about 5-6 injections. And she was able to stand up straight. She was able to walk. She became pain-free. And I mean, that's one of the testimonies for me, it was really stands out. And she was able to go back to her normal life.
Okay.
You know? So, as I said, we do not get side effects with prolozone therapy. Back, neck, hip, shoulders, it doesn't matter. The oxygen and the combination, what helps and what makes it so effective is that you're putting all the nutrients at the site of the injury and then adding oxygen. The main thing is the oxygen, and not only the nutrients, but every other injection, a lot of them don't use the ozone to provide oxygen to the tissue. Now, yes, your circulation is supposed to bring sufficient oxygen when you get an injury. But if your circulation is poor, that oxygen will not reach to the site of that injury. And that's why people have these niggling injuries for many years. And then it gets chronic and more chronic, and eventually it just gets worse. Right?
Okay.
So just remember, we are the only clinic on the island that does prolozone therapy. We don't. If you come for an injection, people always ask us, Dr. Navarro, what you have in that injection? And I always tell them, is that a steroid? Is that a cortisone? Because I've done that before, and it didn't work for me. I did it, I got some relief, and then the injury came back. Of course, because there are downsides to both steroids and cortisone. All right? So that is something that we could use quite effectively. And then you have the trigger point injections, which are not directly into the joint. If you have a shoulder, not a rotator cuff, but a muscle that is torn, micro tear, the back of the knee, the side of the knee, it could be a bicep where it connects. Anywhere, the trigger point injections work just as good as a matter of fact, faster. Yeah, if you have an injury that's outside of the joint, it works faster. So that's something that we offer at the clinic. And of course, not to forget, let's talk a little bit about, now that we talk about the prolozone, that is for back. But normally what we do is we would let the people do a CT scan, not an X-ray. If you do it, that's if you're doing shoulder, if you're doing a hip, or you're doing a knee, we would do an X-ray. But anytime you're dealing with the neck, the C-spine, the thoracic, or the lower lumbar, we're going to use a non-contrast CT scan. That's important.
Okay.
So they will detail exactly where we need to inject. So there's no guessing, because the CT will show if there's a bulging disc, herniated disc, degenerated, if there's something called femoral stenosis, right? If the disc moves, now remember the entire spinal cord passes through, right, the disc. So if the disc moves even 0.3 of a centimeter, that will press on some nerves, and that's why you get pains running down the back of the leg or the side of the leg. Okay?
Okay.
And this is an injection that relieves, sometimes one injection and that's it. Now, sciatic nerve that's another thing we talk about. Sciatic nerve is very painful, and if it's a genuine sciatic nerve, we can actually lift that nerve with just one injection. I rarely have to do 2 injections for a sciatic nerve. That is if it's genuine. But this is what the problem. A lot of the time, it's not even sciatic nerve. It's what you call the S1 area, which is right down, by the butt, by the crack of your butt. That point there, a lot of people lift badly. They would bend forward. They don't use their legs. Yeah.
Right.
They wouldn't use their legs to bend and lift. Use the legs, the strength of the legs to lift, and they use like a crane, like a fulcrum, right? And that puts pressure on the S1. And a lot of times, the pain runs down the buttocks, down the legs, across the buttocks and down the legs, and they think it's a sciatic nerve. But actual fact, how I discovered what I learned, but I wasn't taught this when I went to train, but I learned this through experience, that what I would do first of all is that if they have pain on the buttocks, I would put them to lie down flat. I would take my thumb and press hard, and they would say, "God, yes, doc, that's what it is." I'll take a pen and mark the area, right? Now before I inject that point there, I will do an injection on the S1, which is the 2 points right above the crack on your butt. Where it starts, right above that. Yeah, I will inject right there, and then let the anesthetic work in, and then I'll go back and I'll press with my thumb again. If you get no pain, it means it's not sciatic. But if I go back and I press again and you're still getting pain, it means that is a genuine sciatic. And I will then inject there, and then the sciatic pain would go. So these are the things that we would do, But that came with experience, because I wasn't taught that, Right. When I trained. That came with experience that I would do the injection on the point on the butt. Say, oh yes, doc. When you press, that's where the pain is. Inject it, and you know what? The pain's still there. But I'm saying, well, why the pain still there if that's where it is? But actual fact, it was the S1 that was giving the trouble, and it mimics sciatic many, many times. So every time they tell me they have a problem with sciatic, that's what I would do. I would inject the S1 first, then go back and press on the point. And if there's no pain after that, it means it wasn't a genuine sciatic.
Okay.
Nerve. So that's some of the things that we do at the clinic.
In terms of in the Prolozone. The Prolozone, in just about a minute, we have about a minute or so. But let me ask you something. How many athletes have had that treatment or experienced that treatment at Eden Heights? Because I know athletes suffer. You mentioned two type of pain there, or two type of treatments here. Inside your hamstring injuries, two type of injuries. Hamstring and knee. In my experience playing sports, that's two of the most difficult injuries to actually come back from, is hamstring injury and knee injuries. I just always say, if you're a footballer or a basketballer and you have a knee problem, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that could actually end your career.
Yeah.
And now the first thing I would check, talking quickly, is we'll do an X-ray to see if the cartilage is damaged. Now, it's bone and bone, that's a whole different story.
Okay.
But once there's cartilage, I know it's a ligament, and we could fix it. Okay? There is a 94% success rate with Prolozone injection if they follow my dietary plan. With the dietary plan and injections, we have a 94% success rate.
Okay.
So that's important, that you take them off all inflammatory foods, so that when you inject in the area, you know that they're not eating no crap that's going to continue to cause the continuance of the pain. So we remove that, do the injection, and they usually get better very quickly. Okay. That's the thing about it. I've done powerlifters, people in the gym, footballers, people who run. A lot of athletes over the years have benefited from this.
Okay.
A lot of them.
All right.
And what is, so, and then again, we combine it. When you combine the ozone therapy, which is intravenous ozone, with that, you have great performance as well.
Right.
I never told you about it. Little girl who broke the national record. She didn't have much time before the meet. She did 3 weeks of ozone, twice a week. And she went in that pool and she mashed up the record. I never forget her.
Plan.
Yeah. So it enhances the oxygen in the body. So for athletes, it's not just athletes, but anybody who wants to be fit. Increasing oxygen in the body there's always benefits to the brain, to the heart, all the organs. All right. So.
All right, well, Dr. Navarro, well, thanks a lot for your time this morning. And yeah, man, people, you could check out Eden Heights Clinic in either Chaguanas or Trin City or Tobago.
Nope.
And the numbers that you could call, the number for Chaguanas is 613-7571. And in Trin City, you could get them on 640-8985. So we want to remind you all to make sure, check them out, give them a call, visit any location that is, closest to you. You could also WhatsApp them on 493-9196, or you can email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com.
That is for Tobago, Remember, the June 30th and the July the 31st, Tobago. 493-9196. That number. If you're in Tobago, call the 493-9196 for your appointment. Okay?
All right.
All right.
All right, Dr. Navarro. Thanks a lot, man.
God bless.
Yep. All right, so that's Dr. Navarro on the inside there. And as we proceed this morning, just before we go to the break, I want to remind you about a few things. Right. Let me touch flow now. Yeah. So, before we go to the break and we come back and take some more calls, I've actually requested these guys to pull a clip for me. But anyway, at Flow, Their customers are their priority. So Flo's raising the bar and going all out for their customers with a commitment to be your partner that's always within reach and to provide you with a network that keeps getting better, because you, the customers, are at the heart of everything Flo does. Everything Flo does is to ensure that they keep your rhythm flowing no matter what. So make sure, check out Flo and keep that rhythm flowing, man. Yeah. Also, the Keolic brand of products, I want to remind you guys about that. So, of course, we have the Keolic range of products, which is backed by science and has over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, made from aged garlic extract, which is organically grown and aged without heat to convert the harsh and unstable organosulfur compounds in garlic into odorless, non-irritating, and bioavailable compounds. So, try any of the products in the Keolic range and be amazed at the results. They have the Keolic Cleanse and Digestion, the Keolic Blood Pressure Health, the Keolic Cholesterol Health, the Keolic Total Heart Health, and Keolic Circulation Health, all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels, and all includes the aged garlic extract formulation. Keo Green Powdered Drink Mix is also available, along with the Keodophilus Probiotics. So, the Keolic Aged Garlic Extract introduces a powerful range of products that can provide the health benefits needed to live a strong life, supporting cardiovascular health, immune health, gut health, and much more. Get the Keolic range of products at pharmacies and health stores across the country. And for more information, you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. And finally, Steel Force. So Steel Force Caribbean Limited, located at number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Penal. They're your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details, including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set at API standards. They offer a wide range of services for residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So give them a call on 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, reinventing the standards on how we handle steel. All right, so with that, we take a break. When we come back, we get back to the action. Stay tuned.
Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Bad hair days? Not on our watch. Chemere's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Thinning hair, we bring it back. Chemere, 100% natural. Love your hair.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come, fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the word of God preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a war.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw material.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
Introducing Open Minds primary school lessons 100% online. Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face, and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 868 384 located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Beautiful color can be easy with Biogen Easy Color for women. Biogen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply. No stains, no drips. Biogen Easy Color for women.
All right, we're back. So as we return, I want to go on. I was going to do something there, but I changed my mind. I don't think we have to go back to listen again to what the PM had to say. I'm moving on from that. I'm telling all you, I'm moving on from that. Right? But somebody just said something. I want to come back to the issue at hand with the statement that the former Minister of Education made. Right? I have a message here. I'll read the message, the text message from somebody. Somebody said, the statement by Gadsby Dolly clearly indicates that PNM plans and policies were based on race and party politics, not on addressing the problems with a remedy in mind. They couldn't take hardline policies because it would have affected PNM children and PNM parents. Gadsby Dolly and the PNM are more interested in votes and being popular than fixing the problems. Mouth open, Tory jump out. Now, think about this. We have an escalating crime rate, especially with murders. Okay? We have gang violence. We have guns coming into the country. And drugs and everything, right? Now, I know whether you're African, East Indian, 1%, 2%, 5%, 8%, whatever kind of percent you want to call yourself, everybody have their hand in something illegal. Every ethnicity, not all the people. I'm talking about different ethnic groups have their hand in illegal activities. You would have to be an idiot to believe otherwise. Okay? Right. But having said that, in terms of the crime situation, if you could stand up and say that the reports coming across your desk in terms of school violence and bullying was children with PNM mothers and PNM grandmothers and PNM fathers, meaning it's PNM children, and you could do nothing because you did nothing, there was no policy that was ever put in place to deal with it. They just left it there. I tell all of the place was on autopilot, you know. I keep telling all of that. For about 9 years, I tell all of that. But if you could say that, and you could not act, right, in order to discipline or take action against individuals in terms of the school violence and bullying, what about crime? What about criminals who have PNM mothers and grandmothers and fathers, and his children are PNM, that robbing people and pointing a gun to people like my head to take my vehicle? Yeah? What about them? When the reports come across our desk, well, that's, PNM children, PNM this and PNM that and PNM the other. So, is that why we were doing? Because if you look at what was done where school violence is concerned, which was nothing was done in terms of finding a solution to that problem, and then you have an escalating crime situation on the next side, and nothing is being done, where you put the captain of incompetence to run the National Security Ministry, Captain Incompetence Fitzgerald, Captain Incompetence Hines, right? You put him to run there, he did nothing, you never fire him, you never do nothing, you just allow things to happen. People running in people's house, raping the wife and the children, and all kind of thing, and beating them, and robbing them, and shooting, and we do nothing about it. Yeah? Could it be because of the same reason? That's all I asking, because you see, when you make that statement, you have to understand that people going to draw little parallels, eh? And how was a social media activist and a talk show host? All you know who I'm talking about. How could somebody go up on social media and tell the people, run in the house? All you remember that? All you know the person I'm talking about. And no action was taken against that person. Because why? She probably had a PNM mother, a PNM grandmother, and a PNM father, boy. So let me leave that alone. Let me don't do nothing. Because just after she said that, home invasions went so. What? All you can remember that? And everything I sit down here and say, very few could argue it. Because they know it's the truth. You will have the ones who want to come and try to spin it. And no, stop spinning things. Stop spinning things. This is not merry-go-round or a Ferris wheel. Stop trying to spin things. Take things for what it is. And all I know exactly what I'm talking about, everybody that I just said there. Everything I just mentioned there. So when the former Minister of Education takes that platform and makes a statement like that, I had to say, but wait now, but all they was governing this place? All they was governing this place on who is PNM and who is UNC? If you could say that about school violence, then I had to look at crime. And you can't tell me to draw that line. Because they one and the same. Give me the airport 1 and 2 quick. I'm trying to rattle off everything here. Because we still have the birthdays and things to come. I have 14 minutes. I ain't too sure I'll be able to take any calls. But we'll see. So the airport, there was a robbery at the airport over the weekend. I think it's Pitapit. Gunmen robbed fast food outlet. Alexander vows better security. Airport insecurity. Give me the airport too. Police to beef up airport security. Stick a pin in that right there. Died 24 minutes ago. Just about 6 to 8 weeks ago, just before the general election, a man came into the airport and was murdered. Men pull up and lay him have it. The vehicle was riddled with bullets. His body was riddled with bullets. I can't remember if it was 17 spent shells or something, so the police recovered. This happened at the Piarco airport just before the general election. I want to ask why it is, after an incident like that happened, the security wasn't beefed up then. Because just 2 months later, or thereabouts, we have gunmen robbing a fast food outlet at the airport, and now we're talking about beefing up security? Or is this just something we say, but never do? And when the next incident happens, we go come back and say, yeah, we're beefing up security. That should have happened already. No robbery by no gunmen supposed to happen in the Piarco International Airport after a man get killed outside the airport by arrivals. A man get gunned down there and then still going in there to rob. Because why? Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago, where we just talk about things for 3 days, forget about it, forget it ever happened, and back to business as usual. Nothing was put in place. Why? Somebody could answer me that? Chris, we will travel relatively regularly. Where the airport security does be? We ever see one yet? I cannot, I sat down last night and I'm thinking about it. I said, Stefan, when is the last time you see airport security, boy? Like they always in the toilet? Well, I'm telling you, I ain't talking about immigration, you know. We ain't talking about them, you know. I talking about security at the airport. Anybody who traveling, or tell me now, when is the last time you could say you was going through the Piarco International Airport and you saw security? Yeah? Only when you're pulling the arrivals, there's somebody that tell you to park there. Yeah. But you can't tell me a man get murdered by the airport by arrivals just before the general election. That was in April. May, we are the start of June, and you telling me men walk in the airport with guns and rob a fast food outlet and get away? That's madness. And I'm saying to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm making it very clear, because I said it last week. People tell me, give them 90 days. I say no, because crime continues to happen. And crime is not something that you have 90 days to deal with. People need to start seeing the effects sooner than later, because you know how the thing does go. Just think about this. The PM make a statement Thursday, and you see how much drama jump out. So imagine when that drama starts to jump out where crime is concerned. It right there around the corner, you know. Don't feel it in there, you know. It right there. Because look, she make a statement that a man calling to Miss Quota twice. and his opinion is based on the wrong information. Maybe you want to hear that. He rather the rum shop talk. Right? So just think about that in the larger sense of other issues in Trinidad and Tobago that are affecting people here on a daily basis. Very soon, Alexander, people go be calling on you and saying, but what's going on? So something had to happen, because the vehicles that the police get the other day, that ain't the solution to the crime problem. We all know that. That's a plaster for our ever-existing sore. I'm moving on. On the flip side of things, Vandana Mohit definitely does not have a honeymoon period. Pull up the NIB headline for me. I wanted to make the show. I really wanted to tackle this morning, but I didn't have the time. That's now, let me pull up the story on it. I don't know how many of you paid attention to this, but when we're talking about performance, I said to you from the start, Vandana Mohit is the perfect person for the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services. NIB backlog reduced to 175 only. So let me see how that happened. People, Social Development and Family Services Minister Vandana Mohit says the 2,292 NIB queries outstanding on May 28th have been reduced to 175, following a coordinated cross-agency effort to aggressively address the backlog in the processing of the senior citizens pension and other key social welfare grants. She made the statement during a post-cabinet media briefing on June 5th. She said, quote, as a direct result of this effort, the NIB TT has drastically reduced the number of outstanding information requests from a total of 6,461, inclusive of 2,300 senior citizen pension queries, to just 175 across all benefits categories as of June 4th, 2025. This achievement is not one that is coincidental, but it is a result of deliberate action and effective governance by your government of Trinidad and Tobago. Mohit said following last week's post-cabinet meeting on May 29, there was an intensive effort by the NIB to clear the backlog. NIB would have brought out staff over the weekend and worked throughout the weekend to ensure that by June 2nd at 2 p.m., the Ministry of the People had a report, and this was the report received. She said a meeting was led on June 4th at the ministry's headquarters on St. Vincent Street, bringing together Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander, members of the National Insurance Board, members of the Immigration Office, permanent secretaries, particularly of the Finance Ministry, and technical and administrative personnel of the People, Social Development and Family Services Ministry. Mohit said the next step was to deal with the 1,438 outstanding immigration queries. Full stop. This is what you should have been talking about all weekend. This is what you're supposed to be talking about all weekend. You know why? Ask yourself this question. Why it is they could have ended up with a backlog like that could have been cleared in a weekend? They cleared that in a weekend and bring it down to 175. What was the figures? 6,461 outstanding information requests, inclusive of 2,300 senior citizen pension queries. They sit down and went through all them files and bring it down to 175 in one weekend. That is working for you. So she now no honeymoon. And this is what I'm talking about with the crime. If she could get that done in a weekend, as it relates to clearing the backlog, I don't have to wait on no policy like stand your ground and think for it to start dealing with them criminals and them. All you know exactly where the criminals are, go and get them. Talk done. Simple thing. Finally, and I know I have a break to take and then we come back with the birthdays, but finally, Sizzla Kalonji, big up Sizzla Kalonji. Sizzla was to be part of the Cartel show. And by the way, Sizzla said he was ready to headline that show, when Cartel drop out, Right? So he decided, he done in Trinidad already. He like Trinidad too, He like he double something. But he was in Trinidad already. And he decided to have a show. They reach out to Garlin and Fian Lyons. And they reach out to Songforge. And the show went on. And a lot of people went out. And they get to see Sizzla, right? Now, we have had a conversation as we're talking about crime and so on and so forth. We have had a conversation in Trinidad because I started that conversation years ago. Years ago. I started that conversation years ago. I said the lyrical content in music affecting the youths. Somebody raised it the other day, and man start to defend the music and all kind of nonsense. You understand? They want to push the violence, but then they want to have, and then don't understand why they have a problem on the next side. Sizzla during his concert on Saturday stopped to say something about gunman tune and gunman lyrics. Run that clip for me.
Hear me now. Me name Sizzla Kalonji. And you don't have no artist in the world who have songs like Sizzla. Hold on. Let me address the matter here. And you don't have no artists who have gun songs more than Sizzla. You don't just not hear them. But hear the next part here. Me no want no man hear no gun song and no rhythm whatsoever and try to act it out in the community. Understand? Some of the one respect goes a far way. You go by the general for the gangsters them. And if you find yourself in a very good position in leading a community, you should be unifying every other community. You know, I not done no gangster and no Trinidad listen no song. We are saying no gun lyrics and act it out on each other. It's not like that. Cut it out. That's what's causing the problem. And let me say this again. You don't have no artists in the world. We have gun songs more than Sizzla. You're just not hearing them. And me I tell you, say, me no want no artists gone nowhere in the world go sing gun song and expect the youth them for react by taking up guns, killing each other, farming gangs, and firing gunshots at each other. It no works for Jamaica, no make nobody fool you. When we do gun song or gangster song, whatsoever you want to call it, it is only for the music and the culture of the sound clash system. Alright? So nobody no farm no gang round here again. Listen no more gun song, but the other gang and the gang here. Bomb it out. Alright? Let's try. You know, play with them. Turn it up. And I'm gonna get mad out. What you man gonna say, Joe? I'm not saying that. Gonna defend the sir. You're the fool. Yo! Hey!
How much artists in Trinidad just take the opportunity in front of a crowd to say them kind of thing? All you understand why I'm telling you? Local artists, They could be Trinidad artists, they could be dancehall artists, they could be reggae artists, they could be soca artists, wherever. How much of them just stop to address our crowd and give a message like that? He said, me not sing no gun song. Don't play like you hear no gun song and trying to act it out in your community. It don't work so. Don't let nobody fool you. That's not where this work in Jamaica. And I said it last week or week before, talking about the cartel thing. The gun tune, the gunman lyrics tune, them gun tune and them. Because I say we used to have Cutty Ranks and all them fellas and them back in the day. But when them, I understand, but we have a new generation that don't understand because they don't even understand the art of the song clash because they don't have them thing again. These kind of songs were created for that song clash culture. I said it. Is last week I said that, fellas? Same thing Kalonji come to tell them. That is the culture of the song clash. You understand? When DJ and thing clashing like Kilimanjaro and Stone Love and them, long time, and David Radigan and all of them. That is blatant thing they used to do for song clash. That is a whole culture by itself, right? But I had a big up Kalonji. You understand? I had a big up Sizzler this morning for addressing that situation, for recognizing that we have a problem in Trinidad and Tobago, recognizing we have gangs, recognizing we have gun violence, and recognizing that, listen, I have a platform, I have an event here, I had the people and them there. Let me give a little message in a positive direction. You understand? And it's true what he's saying. It's no artist in the world that tune like Sizzler. All you go and check that. I tell Amanda the other day, laugh. He said, nah, you're talking. I say, hey, Sizzler had the largest catalog of any artist in the world. Real people in him know that. You understand? And I be saying that nobody in the world have tune like me. Nobody in the world have gun tune like me. You're not hearing them. I think he had take a stance against that kind of violent, that kind of lyrical content a couple years ago. You understand? I think he had take up that fight some years ago, saying, look, we're going on the wrong road. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, somebody asked me something the other day, boy, fellas, they say, what happened to reggae music, boy? And I say, well, dancehall kill reggae. You don't get reggae music coming out of Jamaica like you used to long time. It's only dancehall. Unless the music is there and it's not getting the airplay on the station because they're pushing one thing and then they want to realize why they have a problem on the left hand while they're pushing this on the right hand. Well, you grow up and buy some big boy pants now, man. Let me take the last break.
Best buys and best savings just got even better at JTA Supermarkets. Marigold margarine 227 gram, 3 for $18.99. Swiss spaghetti 400 gram, 3 for $18.99. Eve soybean oil 500 ml, 2 for $19.99. Chocolisto chocolate drink 200 gram, 2 for $19.99. Chelsea's brown sugar 1800 grams, $19.99. Eve coconut milk powder 50 gram, 4 for $19.99. Pepsi 7-Up soft drink 500 ml, 6 for $19.99. Carlton's choice paper towel roll 75 count, 4 rolls for $19.99. Crest toothpaste 5.7 ounce, $17.99. Soft and pretty toilet tissue 12 count, $19.99. Plus many more items. Specials valid until June 8, 2025. JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags, available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisure Limited. Quality you can trust.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results that Open Minds. It's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.com.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a wall.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw materials.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at Hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
All right, so we're back. we got some birthdays to get to, so we're going to get to that right now. Sorry I couldn't take any calls here, but we had a lot of ground to cover the weekend. You see on our Monday, there's a real thing to cover, boy. Real thing. It's half of the things that I see in the news we didn't get to talk about, like the Naikwan situation. There was also another situation. Oh God, but I can't even remember it right now off the top of my head, you know. Anyway, we'll deal with all of that in the days to come. Right, birthdays. All right, nice man. Oh God, I way back in the day, boy. Lord Father. Yeah. That was in Barataria. Well, today's the 9th of June. And we're in 2025. And it was 19 years ago, almost 2 decades ago, I lost my sister, Sonia. That's her day on the step with her 2 children. And of course, Uncle Stefan. Dimitri on her lap, Gianni, who is here in Trinidad with us, is the one lying down there in the blue. You know, that was in Barataria. My father used to rent a house. We used to rent there. Just at the corner of, not too far from Sambranos, you know, the preschool. That's on the corner of 3rd Street and 5th Avenue. Yeah. Not 5th, 7th Avenue. 7th Avenue and 3rd Street, yeah. So we used to live there. That yard had a lot of memories in that yard, boy. That is back when I had hair too. Yeah, fellas? Yeah, boy. And I had the other belly. But I miss my sister dearly. I know her children does, especially Gianni. Because he would have been the elder of the 2 and he would have known his mother more than Dimitri. I know my father missed her dearly. I think he took on her debt and eventually he got sick. And, you know, Sonia was like the apple of his eye. I know that my mother definitely misses Sonia. Because, you know, out of the 4 of us, and I'm a stepfather too, Philip, who sent the picture. You know, out of the 4 of us, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. My brother. My brothers is, my father had 2 brothers. I have 2 brothers in another marriage with my father, Anthony and Christian. Anthony would have known Sonia to a better extent than Christian. Christian would not have known his sister that much. Or maybe he did because he and Gianni are around the same age. But, you know, I studied the other day, you know, I say out of the 4, my mother, my father, my sister, and myself. My father gone, my sister gone. It's just me and my mother now. You know, that kind of way. And, you know, I would give anything to have my sister back in my life. You know, my father too. But boy, Sonia was a piece of work. I was real shy, eh? Like you couldn't get me to do this. Why do it now? But Sonia was born for this trade. Trust me. She was different, brave. You know, not afraid to confront anybody on anything. You know, I mean, very, very outspoken, but very, very brave, very courageous. She liked the spotlight. She used to like the spotlight. Whereas I used to run from the spotlight. And I don't know. After she died, I mean, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know, like my whole spirit get different now. You know what I mean? Like I end up with her spirit. Or she infect me in some way because, you know, I never saw myself doing anything like this. You couldn't get me to stand up in front of people and talk or in front of a camera and that kind of thing. So I don't know. When she passed away, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, like part of her, I don't know. Because this is why I'm doing today, I'm telling all you. Oh boy, should I do it like 10 times better. Oh God, boy, yeah. Should I be trouble. But I miss my sister, Sonia, rest in peace. I know your birthday would have been today. It would have been, she died when she was 25 back in 2006. So that's 44 years, should have been 44. And my birthday is 9 days after hers, eh? So it's a kind of double whammy I just get in June, you know? But I miss my sister, man. And your cousins miss you too, girl. Right? All your cousins. Lana, Anya, Kimberly, Jenna, Andrea, Risa, everybody. You know what I mean? All right, people. Yeah, other birthdays on the agenda. I know I'm going past my time again, you know, boy. Oh, God. Happy belated birthday going out to Kent Malchan, coming from your wife, your sisters, your brother, your nieces, and your nephews. Hope you have a terrific day, man. Happy belated, eh? Yeah. Also, happy birthday going out to David Malchan, wishing him a prosperous life with health and lots of blessings from your wife, daughters, sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews with all the love. Happy birthday. Nice, man. Big up David, man. Also, happy birthday going out to Angela Passad. Angela Passad celebrates her birthday today. And we want to wish her a happy birthday. And this is coming from her husband, children, and grandchildren. And, oh, she celebrates it on Wednesday. It didn't make no sense I telling them said it the day before. But, all right, Angela will celebrate her birthday on Wednesday, the 11th of June. May God continue to bless you with the choicest blessings and grant many more prosperous years, all right, from your entire family. Lovely. Now we go into the next one, which is a video. Lydia Passad. Happy birthday. Happy birthday going out to Nazir Muhammad. He's a man of strength and hope, a man who knows how to enjoy life to the fullest and tries to make everyone around him feel happy and comfortable. So Nazir Muhammad, happy birthday to you, man. All right? You're skipping that Ken Passad, eh? I do that already. Yeah, right. This one is the one you're going with now. So we would like to send out birthday greetings. Today, the 9th of June, to Narain Changur, coming from his wife Geeta and his children Jamal, William, Candice, and the late Dr. Princess Changur, and his son-in-law Ryan Singh and his adorable granddaughter Charlotte. So happy birthday going out to Narain. Every time I hear that name, I think about, oh God, where's the puppet thing? Santana. Narain, yeah. Narain. Sweet 16, happy birthday, Sweet 16 to Cheyenne Marie Latash. All right, or Latashi. Latash, I'm going to say Latash. All right, so Sweet 16 to Cheyenne. We are proud of the amazing woman you're becoming. Keep shining bright. From Mama, Papa, your mom, Dustin, Dacia, Adam and Alex, and God bless you and keep you. All right. And finally, please extend happy 54th birthday greetings to our sister aunt, grand aunt, Sharida Saga Ramnarain, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday. And all God's blessings to you. Greetings coming from your sister, Syra, your brother-in-law, Rajendra, your nephews and nieces, Sean, Shanae, Keisha, and Stefan, and your grandniece, Isla. All right, so happy belated to you. And with that, we wrap things up for today, people. Until tomorrow, have a great day. Be safe. Be gone.
Good morning.